Howdy, my friends. Dealing with a bit of a head cold today, and wow, going outside just really aggravated it. Anyway, I received this today from Saberforge, and I received it very quickly, I might add. This is the new speaker for my my Gen 4 Bastion. You can see it has a quick disconnect, so it should be fairly easy to install. It's a wholly unremarkable speaker, but it was free, and I received it for sending my address to Philip Isherwood at Saberforge via the Saberforge page on Facebook. So, with any luck, I can splice these two videos together. I have my Bastion right here. It doesn't sound too bad, but you can kind of hear it. It crackles, and that fuzziness to the quality. Well, that's because apparently the Saber is putting out too much power, more power than the speaker can handle. I think it's a 2-watt speaker, so I think it's being replaced with a 4-watt speaker, if I remember properly. So I will switch these out and see if I can compose the videos together so you can kind of see a bit of a before and after of the repair. And I don't plan on showing you the actual repair in action, because it's just a matter of taking off the pommel and removing the old speaker and plugging in the new one. So that should be pretty simple and a little bit cumbersome for me to try to film. And I plan on making a mockery of the process while I'm doing it. So anyway, hopefully this will be successful, and I should have a second half to this video right after this one. See you shortly. So we're at the intermediate stage of the surgery here, and I've managed to remove the chassis. I'm not going to remove it all the way. I'm just removing it as far as I need to gain access to the internals. You can see there's a set of wires with a quick disconnect leading to this connector here, and the connector seems to be wrapped, so I'll have to undo the wrapping here. And you can see the old speaker, and I have to kind of figure out or create a way to get the speaker out of here. It seems to be held in somewhat with I don't know, some gooey stuff here. And I think it's probably a matter of just getting something in there to pry it out. The speaker here actually looks more powerful than the replacement speaker. This looks like the kind of speaker that I've actually removed from some of my other Saberforge Sabers to replace with something more like what you see here. So it could very well be that well, I'm not exactly sure what the situation is, but I'm hoping that the speaker actually will fit in here. I mean, that's what they provided to me, and well, I guess we'll find out very shortly. And yeah, so seems to be going along swimmingly so far. So I was able to work this little bit of, looks like some kind of double-sided tape out, and once I did that, I just kind of did that with a sharp knife ever so carefully. I worked behind it until it came loose, and I pulled that out, and the speaker just kind of popped out, and now it seems to be more or less free from the chassis. I have to work it out the rest of the way, but really no fuss, no muss. So that wasn't too terribly difficult. Once I get this out, I'll compare it in size to the other speaker, and we'll see if we've got something going. So the speaker is out. It turned out to be a little bit more difficult to get the speaker out than than I anticipated. It really didn't want to come out, but the size. Oops. Can't focus, but the size seems to be comparable. I put these right next to each other, and this one may be ever so slightly, maybe a millimeter bigger, but I should be able to work it in there. Now, here's the interesting thing. This really cheap speaker here. It's really thin. The new speaker, the old speaker, is actually much more robust, and I think maybe the issue might be something of a reversal here. So we'll swap these things out and see what we get. Okay, so I removed the tape from the connector, and focus, please focus. No, it doesn't want to focus. Anyway, so I removed the tape from the connector, and I connected the new speaker, and I inserted the new speaker into the chassis. And the O-ring that they provided is to secure the speaker, sort of, in the chassis. Otherwise, it's going to float around. So now I basically just have to not knock over the saber, which I just did, and have to carefully get the wires in there, seal everything up, and then see how it works, and then I should have a demo of that. Okay, so everything's back together. I did the bare minimum amount of intrusive activity in the saber, so as to hopefully not void the warranty. I imagine, I don't know, maybe Saberforge has produced a video that will kind of consolidate everything that I did into kind of a, instructional sense. But that's what this video is, to kind of help you to see, how I handle this situation. And I figured, being as the least amount destructive to the saber is probably best. So I'm going to turn this on for the very first time with a new speaker in it, and we'll see how it goes.
Saberforge Gun Metal. Saberforge Crimson.
I can't get to do the clash, but so it's not as loud. But that's probably a good thing. Seems like the speaker was pumping out too much volume previously, and that's why it was crackling. The system couldn't handle the amount of output that the speaker was trying to generate, and that probably led to the crackling.
Saberforge Iridium.
Still a little bit of a... That might be part of the actual sound font, that crackling that you're hearing.
Saberforge Gun Metal. Saberforge Crimson. Saberforge Iridium. Saberforge Gunmetal. Saberforge Crimson.
Well, that did it. So there you go. That's the speaker has been replaced on my Bastion. So yeah, make of it what you will if you think it's an improvement. It'll definitely improve the Gen 4s that have severe crackling problems, or at least I hope that it does. And any other problems with the electronics, they'll have to be dealt with probably at Saberforge. You'll have to contact them and send it in for repairs. So if you haven't already, contact Philip Isherwood to acquire your new speaker. I'd recommend doing so. I don't know how long he's going to be doing that for. I imagine it's probably an ongoing process. So yeah, so he definitely came through on that, and it is what it is. So I'd say it's an improvement. And thank you, Saberforge. Thank you, Philip Isherwood. Hope this video was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.